Sir, after a long time, I'm catching
Yes,
up with you. How are you?
thank you, thank you. Fine, I'm fine. How about you?
Excellent. I
So, how
think
was your travel?
awesome. And always a pleasure, sir, meeting you.
Thank you,
I
thank
think
you.
it's a relationship of the last 6 years, I think
6
now.
years,
The
yes,
blessings
yes.
of Lord Balaji.
A
And I always
lot of
learn.
intellectual and spiritual relationship.
Absolutely, absolutely. The first time I met you was at the academy, sir. And thank you for connecting me to like so many officers, and so many officers have given good feedback in my training programs.
Good, good. I am happy about it.
I hope you find my messages also
Yes,
quite
yes, I
useful.
keep seeing it and I really like it. And lot of good things are there in the messages.
Wonderful. I was just thinking every time we meet and we discuss, and they're like gems and pebbles. And I thought this time we will record it in and make it quite useful to a certain intellectual
Good,
community.
good.
I
That
think
is,
some of them you already know them. I think, no, sir.
it is
Like
a good
Professor
effort,
UB
definitely. It
Desai,
will.
sir, you know him. He's like
Yes,
nice,
yes.
amazing gentleman, and several other people. Most of them know you. So, how are you, sir? And how are things with you right now?
I'm absolutely fine. Slightly busy because of various other official engagements. And I know that it is going to be there for another 1.5 month.
Now the election times also.
Election times are there. So we have to be slightly busy for various things.
So, nowadays I'm having more workshops and engagements, especially with certain kids from the more fortunate backgrounds. And one very crude reality, I would say, is that there is a drastic negativity which is, encompassing them all the time. And this is leading to various kinds of maybe I would call it like a criminal activity in one way. I don't know, like it's a legal frame. But I want to understand from you, sir. You have been like a counselor, a guide to a lot of people. I mean, for those who do not know, sir, you must definitely Google about him. He has been one of those key people who has really, helped in eradicating Naxalism. He's done like a phenomenal work. Thank you, sir, for keeping us all safe. And
Thank
it
you.
is
Thank you.
thank you
Nice
for your
meeting you.
service.
Thank you.
And you have counsel. I think your counsel. You have shared a lot of stories in which you have counseled them, and it's been quite helpful to me also whenever I do workshops.
Yes, yes.
Have you counseled these fortunate people when they are caught because of drugs or something? Have you come across certain cases in the city?
Yes, it is true that some cases are coming, especially like Hyderabad or other places. Affluence is really growing. A lot of people are becoming rich now, and a lot of development also happening. So we generally we have a belief system. We were told in our childhood that this affluence generally brings some vices. So you have used the word criminal activity, but we generally say vices.
Vices.
So that would be, I
More
think, more
appropriate.
appropriate word. So generally, it is believed that we were told, like in our schools, it was written that honesty is the best policy. One has to work really hard. All these kind of things, and where there is a will, there is a way. So, like ancient wisdom, we were also told that this affluence brings lot of vices also, and especially vices means it will involve some kind of a new belief system. Then they will get into some kind of unhealthy
Activity.
habits, life unhealthy life habits. Then they may get into some kind of substance abuse or this kind of things. And especially if you see nowadays in the society, whether it is in impact of Bollywood, Hollywood, or social media, or other channels. Nowadays, these people feel that enjoyment is only boozing, going to pubs and bars, riding very high, costly bikes and these cars, and then substance abuse, then using lot of this electronic gadgets and all that. and always sitting on the gadgets. And it is not hidden that a lot of pornography also available. And the way people feel it is happening in Hollywood, Bollywood, or movies and social media, that it is the reality. Many people do not know that it is only marketing, but not the ground reality. But these young minds, they will always.
Now, how did you counsel them, sir? I wanted to know, like, have you counseled any? Obviously, you would
Some
have
of the
counseled.
people have come to me through their parents or this thing. So we have first tried to analyze that what is the source of it and how it originated. So we found that many times nowadays there is latest thing that parents are both of them would be working. They'll be fully employed. So really they are so busy in their personal life, that personal and professional life, they really don't have time for the children. And though they have lot of money, they don't find time with the children. So they are not able to pay attention. And similarly, children also start feeling some kind of neglect, or sometimes they start feeling that there is insecurities keep coming in their mind. Then they become vulnerable to all this kind of
What about the factor of pleasure, sir, getting embodied? Because our brain releases this dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, and many people try to stimulate these kind of chemical process through external stimuli.
yes, that is true. As I said, that once they start feeling a sense of neglect, insecurity, then their peer pressure comes into this thing.
So, what are the three things, sir, you think if a founder of a company his child is going through problems or unhealthy habits, or the people who are not into unhealthy habits today, there is no guarantee that they might not get into unhealthy habits
True, true,
tomorrow.
that is true.
And especially, sir, people who are having both man and boys and girls today, especially, but fathers of girl children, they have this worry that their girl child might elope with somebody. So nowadays, there's like on a joke, there was this founder of a company, and he was telling me that, Karthik ji, I don't mind if my daughter goes with a rich man, but poor people, I'm very afraid. So, I mean, basically, jokes apart, sir, but this is also a worry that people have. If there are three good suggestions or quick suggestions, because I see you are, I've seen you very closely. You're a nice guide, a fatherly figure, great spiritual brother, in fact. If you have to advise the founders, let's say even if the both the parents are very busy and they don't have time to spend with their children, because today the problem with the founder is that they have taken money from investors. Now the investors have almost put an emotional gun on their head that this is the runway, how are you going to create returns for us? So then their whole mind is in trying to reach the expectations of the investors in the company, which is definitely affecting their family life in big way. So if they have to do certain U-turn around and uh, create a situation where their children are into healthy practices, what three suggestions would be good?
First thing I would like to say is that everyone in the society should find some work life balance. One has to prioritize his activities. It is not that one would be so busy that he cannot find some time for the children. The children, they are very sensitive brains. They have very sensitive brains, so they need some attention. So that empathy, compassion, some time for the children, playing with them is very, very useful, so that they feel secure, they are emotionally attached to you. So if they are not emotionally attached to you, they are prone to all kinds of, I would say, diversions. They will find some love, affection from somebody else, not from you.
Yeah.
Second part is that
So they are basically replacing that vacuum somewhere
vacuum
else.
somewhere else. True, you are right, absolutely right. And all kinds of people would be available to draw this, to fill this vacuum, because it is very easy for them to do it. Second thing which I always feel is that for the children is, for parents is, that they should know what their children are doing. I don't say that they should be
Spying on them.
spying on them. You said the correct word. I don't say they should be spying on them. And I would say, rather recommend that they should never spy on them, but they should be vigilant. How they can be vigilant is where they are going, whom they are meeting, whether they are talking to you correct things or they are just bluffing it. All those things you should know. Once you know it, then you are assured that your child is in good hand. He is not digressing from the normal path. Third very important thing which I feel is that in this modern world is giving them moral education.
Very
Now,
true.
what is happening today in our society is that moral education is somehow not being given that attention. Now everybody is in rat race. So somehow I feel that all the parents should think of giving the moral education to their children. They should not be put to rat race. It is not for the parents to decide whether his child should be doctor, engineer, or a CEO of a company, or what he has to do. They should see the level of the children also. They should give them some freedom, and they should always not think that their child has to be successful. I don't say he should be a failure, but at the same time he should be first a good citizen and a good human being. Once he is a good citizen and good human being, I am sure that he will take care of himself in
Right.
his life.
Very insightful, sir. In fact, the third point made me think, because I have not thought in that direction, that a child might feel insecure and insufficient, because of which they might resort into these kinds of unhealthy practices. Very true, very true. So, but somewhere the rapport itself, like you shared a very valid point, so that work-life balance is very essential. The vacuum, if they are not they're not able to feel the love of the parents, they will try to search it somewhere. But for all of this, fundamentally they need a rapport with the child. So many people say my son or my daughter doesn't even sit with me.
Yes,
So
that
like
is.
playing a game, they will play a video game today, they are with their friends, and they have their own social life, and every time we talk there is a disagreement. And I'll tell you a live example, sir, that there is this doctor, very famous doctor. So he does some 6 to 7 surgeries, and his wife is also a surgeon, and they only have one daughter. And that daughter is now 11th class in a nice premier school. She's into smoking, drinking, everything. They put her into all kinds of training programs, other things and everything, counseling and anything. Nothing worked. The end of the day, I told the first suggestion only, that you have a talk or discussion. They said every time we talk, the next day we find her drunk, because it always gets into an argument. So I told you, withdraw everything. You might have enough money, and go on a vacation and spend that time and resolve your differences. So how to have these difficult conversations, sir?
See, one thing I must tell you and all the people, I keep saying it, that the latest fashion is that some people, young people, don't want to get married.
Okay,
The
what the real
means
topic?
I'm telling you, I'm taking you to the next level also, because you mentioned about a doctor having only one child. There is a situation, peculiar situation now, that many people, youngsters, don't want to get married. Okay, to that extent, it is all right. If they get married, they don't want to have children. And some of them who want to have children will want to have one child only. Now, see, all of us must understand the society, how it works. Now, a child who is in the womb of the women is not only physically connected to the mother, he is connected to her every way. And I tell you, some of the children I have seen, they cannot sleep in their childhood without having a touch from the mother. And if the touch goes away, the child gets disconnected. So that touch is very, very important. And similar touch of the father also. If father has no touch with the children,
You're
I
right.
am not saying only mental touch, physical touch also.
True. That fatherly touch,
That fatherly
yeah,
touch,
yeah,
that motherly touch. These
correct.
things are very, very important.
Very true.
If this touch is not there, you may give 100 crores to the child. If he does not emotionally connect to you,
Yeah, very vital, very vital.
if
Yeah,
he is not able to connect to you emotionally, you cannot get him set right.
basically that healing is required,
It is
constant
required.
healing.
Constant touch, constant healing, constant emotional touch, linking. He is not a child is not able to link to you. That's all. He thinks that, and I tell you, I always say one more thing, that we may think that children are small, they do not know anything, and all that. No. Nowadays it is not like this. Child at the age of 5 also knows that what is happening around him or her, how the parents are earning, how they are living together, whether how is their relationship, how is their relationship with their relations, how is their relationship with their friends, what kind of life they are living.
So they're deeply observing all
They
of these
deeply
things.
observe. I tell you, they deeply observe. A child, if the parents are into wrong things, child will never respect them. You take it from me. I can give in writing.
True.
You see thousands of children. If parents are not in good relation, they are not in good things, they are not in ethical things, they may be having thousands of crores. But child will never respect them.
Very true, very true.
I am telling you this thing, you take my
No,
words.
I understand that. Yeah, that's very true actually.
And
It's so true.
it is again, we have to go to the basics.
The third point which
Basics,
you said, value system.
we have to go to the basics. We have to go to the value system. Now, in fact, I am also father of a son and a daughter, and I tell you now, I keep hearing so many things are available in the society to divert the attention of the children.
No, and I want to really congratulate you, sir. Like, the way you have brought up your son and daughter, because I don't see them, like anytime, in any controversy or like, they don't boss around that, मेरा पापा DGP है, मैं ऐसा करूँगा, ऐसा करूँगा. It is a very wonderful thing. In fact,
In
very
fact,
nice.
I must share with you, my children, both of the children are grown up. I got them a car. So I have given them this education that if you violate, you have to pay the fine. I was commissioner of traffic for Hyderabad. It was not difficult for me
I
to,
remember. I
because
remember that. Yeah,
I could have waived for so
correct.
many people, poor people, rich people, all these things,
Correct.
and then for various reasons. But I told my children that if you violate, you have to pay for it.
I remember this. I
And
think.
it has been now 3 years. Any challan comes, they themselves go pay from their own pocket,
Yeah.
their own pocket money. They don't ask from me. This is the kind of things we have to
Value system.
value system. We have to tell them, and they should see. You may give them hundreds of rupees, thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees, but you should know that whether this amount has been well spent or not.
Correct, sir.
They should also understand the value of the money. It may be 100 rupees, it may be 1000 rupees, it may be lakhs of rupees. But they should understand the value of money.
True. And also the way you have taught them, how power should be looked at,
Looked at.
ethically, morally, with
It is,
values. Sir,
I have
removing
always,
yes, sir, please. Sir.
I have always told my children that power is there to help people. This power is not for misuse by me.
Correct.
This power is given to me for helping the people
True. True. True.
while
Absolutely.
discharging my official duty.
Correct. Correct.
So that everybody has to understand.
True.
So if we do not build this system, value system, we do not go to our basics of the family, basics of the uh, relations, basics of the uh, relations, friendship, and basics of Indian society. And now I really feel surprised that some people say I don't want to get married.
You are referring to me. I know that from time
No,
and
no,
again.
I'm
Time
not.
and again.
I'm not
He
referring
is
to you,
referring
but
to me.
I'm seeing people don't want to take responsibility.
Sir, it's like
People are scared of taking
and I,
responsibility.
every time, sir, we meet, you are like an elder brother. From 6 years, you tell me. But you also know that, see, I am not into abusive relationships or anything. I am into a good relationship with a nice, okay, doctor, and we
No,
are into good.
I'm
Sir,
not specifically telling you.
no,
What I am trying to tell that if we start thinking on other lines, how will society grow?
sir, first of all,
That is my.
no, it is true, sir. But do
You
you think
leave your. You don't have that complex and
not at all.
start bringing your issue
No, no,
into
no.
this.
The-
But what I am trying to say, you try to understand.
Sir, firstly, mine is not an issue at all. By Lord Balaji's grace, everything moves in a flow. You also know that. But I essentially feel, sir, that since you said this is a very, very valid point, there have been like disagreements in many families related
Yes.
to marriage, related to the choices. And I feel nobody marries because society will progress. Now, people marry for their own individual requirements and their own desires. And I feel every individual should make a very conscious choice whether means responsibility is like a very generalized word. So how would they like to keep that responsibility? Sometimes not choosing to I tell my mother, sir, I'm telling you this. She was asking me, how is your girlfriend? I said, as long as you both don't meet, everything is fine. So I feel it is a very responsible decision to know how to avoid arguments and everything. And in similar lines, I think we are little off-roading the thing. But related to this affluent kids, sir, you said a very valid point about value system, and grandparents play a very important role. I feel, sir, in that value system,
Yes, it is.
especially
See, that is
the
what I said in the beginning itself. That whatever ancient wisdom is there, this is carried from generation to generation, like vertically also, horizontally also. Like what happens, I don't know, you also must be having this issue. In our childhood, we have grown up in an environment where whosoever was the person interacting with you, we used to address with him some relation. I tell you,
brother, yeah.
means we in the society we used to have a relationship with them. Even today, I tell our children that if you are interacting with somebody, address him properly. Even I tell you, this system, value system, how it originates. Even this uh, person who used to come to clean our house, you know what was the relationship attached to that person?
I see
She
how you
was
treat your
she was either chacha or tau,
right.
not uncle,
Correct, correct, correct.
not this thing, chacha or tau
The
or
name,
bua or
yeah,
pupa. Means he was considered directly related to my father.
very nice.
Even neighbors, they were addressed chacha or tau. They were never addressed uncle. Now that uncle also is a very maybe fluid relationship. But their relationship used to be very, very specific. Means you are connected to us through father or mother. It was very clear relationship. Mama or Masi or similarly Chacha or Tau.
Oh,
So that even the person who used to milk our cows in the house,
the same value system, sir, how
same
you
value
cultivate.
system.
And I must,
We used to call him Tau.
and I agree with
Even
you,
today
sir.
also, if he meets me somewhere, I will call him Tau.
Wow.
Cow means elder brother of my
And you
father.
mean it, sir. It
And
is
we
not
used to
just
mean
like,
it.
yes.
And if they come to our house, they were given all respect.
Correct, correct. I must tell you, sir, I was recently, I go to Tirumala quite frequently. And this time while I was going, I was entering into forest. So I called the chief vigilance officer. He sent some of his co-officers to guide me because it's a little restricted area and the sandalwood smugglers are there. So one of the officers over there worked with you, sir, and he still remembers you. And when you were in Greyhounds, he was working with you, and he said, he has such high words about you. You know, this can't be pretentious. And how you treat them, how you speak with them. And I have also seen that there is never this bossing attitude. Um, I see sometimes when I meet certain DGPs, movement DGPs going, the people are in panic. I don't see people getting into panic. How you treat your driver, how you treat your
See,
gunman.
that is what I said.
And
We are here for a service. We are assigned some responsibility. And the power is for discharging the responsibility properly. It is not for a misuse by me.
true, true,
It is
true,
a
true.
different matter that some privileges would be there. I am not saying that we do not get some privileges. It may be there, but it is not that you demand it.
Correct, correct.
It is not by demand. You get it, you get it. But many people don't even, some of the privileges we deny also. It is not that we accept everything, we deny also. So it is up to you that you want to demand something, or it comes to you, you accept or not accept. So again, it is value system.
True, true, true.
So I always feel that God has given us opportunity to be in this position. It is for the service. It is not for me. It is a byproduct that once you are in this position, you have a good quality of life, good position, good power, everything. But it is again, I said, for the people. It is for the purpose of serving the society, not for
Correct,
myself.
correct.
That is the
So,
spirit.
have you advised any affluent parents or more privileged, parents of privileged kids, from who are working in MNCs to bring back their parents and keep them in their home so that their child will have certain any kind
Yes,
of.
lots of incidents have happened. Many times we have advised the people. Many people have heard the advice and they got benefited also. And many of the people, if you see, that dirty part is not being shown anywhere. That what happens if people get into substance abuse, what happens they get into abusive relationship, this affluent children, what I am
Correct,
trying to
correct,
say,
correct.
abusive relationship with the children, what happens if you give them so many gadgets and finally so many VIPs lost their children. It is known to
True, 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 true,
everyone. I
true,
don't want
true.
to name,
Correct. It's
I
there
don't
in the
want to
news. Yeah,
embarrass any
yeah, yeah.
individuals, but you have seen that many people were given fancy cars, fancy bikes, worth crores of rupees. And what happened finally?
So, and these you are talking about something which has come in the news, but there are
There's,
many things which do
there are
not come
many
in
things
news.
we
Yeah.
don't know. And so I personally feel that all these things we should tell our children. And now I was really surprised that some of the people, if they are not able to do anything, they are taking extreme steps in their life. It is really uncalled for.
Okay.
So if things are done in a proper fashion, at least these things we can avoid.
True.
We should think of making these children good citizens of the country, not bad examples. This is what I would say.
So tell me as we conclude, what do you think is connecting you with people? Because I've seen this, with the people that I know, the officers that we know together, they all have such high words about you. Like when I go and I meet, and when I don't know if I've ended any training program which I've done with the cops without mentioning about you and a few officers. What do you think is that quality that is just connecting you with everyone?
Stay,
I feel you
stay,
don't judge me, you don't judge anyone.
No, I don't judge. Stay on the ground. Stay
You-
connected to your roots.
this reminds me of your very famous statement of So far, so good. Sir always says, so far, so good. Thank you so much, sir, for our valuable conversation. I think we
thank
can
you,
keep
and
having these and keep
sure,
recording.
sure.
I mean, our conversation will go on more, but I thought sir said we will keep it till 30 minutes.
I hope my whatever I said will be carried forward to the people
I'm
through
sure.
our
Yeah, we
Karthik,
will, we will, we will, we
and
will. I will upload it in
people should
YouTube.
get
Yes.
benefited. That is what I feel. What we do is for the society,
Yes, we will
not
have more
for
conversations like this.
not for
Let
individually.
me just have a great day, everyone. I mean, our
Thank you. All
conversation.
the best.
Good day.
Please take care.